She came down with me, although she's nervous because we are having a big, big storm. Aren't you, Pop? Ooh, my water's ready for my coffee. Maisie's still up with Dennis. Yeah. I'm in the house because, I don't know if you can tell, too much reflection. But it is pouring rain.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, August 4th. It's my parents' 70th anniversary today. It is pouring rain outside, which I tried to show you. This is our front edge of the hurricane coming through. And we are under a tornado watch. So if I say goodbye and you don't see this today, that's why. We lose our power a lot, so Dennis went and got gasoline last night to make sure we have as much gas as we need for our generator. We had the power company, my township where I live, called the power company in to justify in front of the township council to explain why we lost our power so much. And it's funny because after that conversation, we haven't lost our power nearly as often. It was a choice they were making somehow, you know, choosing to do repairs or tree work other places instead of here. I don't know if it's still true, but we were the fastest growing township in the state for a while. I'm wearing earrings. You can't see them very well unless I turn my head, which I'm not likely to do very much, but these are my earrings. These are silver, and you can't tell. This is like gold colored. It's probably maybe copper or something. But these have a nice patina on them. I haven't polished them, although I might want to polish that relief. See what I can do with that. I haven't worn these in a long time. And they don't show very well from the front. So I'll turn my head a lot. How's that? So you can see my earrings. I am wearing a shawl, and I do not know what shawl this is. I have no idea. The yarn is hand spun. It's a very tightly spun. It's kind of cordy, this yarn. It's not soft in the least. But I think it has flax in it. Pretty sure it has flax in it, which is also why it's not that soft, because I haven't worn it very much and I haven't washed it very often. I've only washed it to block it originally. That's a nice design. It's a shawlette. It only goes down to here. It's just enough to keep my neck a little warm, and because we have air conditioning on because of the dampness, but something about rain makes me chilly even when it's hot. I don't even know what the temperature is. So things are really picking up, but we're only supposed to be doing this for another couple of hours. So in theory, we should be able to take the girls out later in the day. Did I say we were in a tornado watch? We're in a tornado watch. And we've had tornadoes around here in the last couple years. I don't recall them being around that much when we first moved here. Back in 2001, but lately, I mean, there was a tornado touchdown about a mile from my in-laws a couple years back. So, I did tell you that because I said if I go away and don't come back, it's because we're in the basement. It's hard to remember what I say. So I washed my hair this morning. This is the first time I've washed my new hairdo. I don't know how it looks. I wanted to dry it with a hairdryer, but my hairdryer's down here because it's also does double duty as a winemaker's tool. Dennis uses it to shrink the plastic caps that go over his corks. Oh, see, it's kind of turned. That go over his corks. He uses it to heat them up. They're heat shrinked, and my hairdryer does that for him. So it stays down here most of the time because I wasn't drying my hair very much. But then when I needed it, it wasn't up there. But it turned out pretty good. I got the time right at the top right there. So I can't see the top of my head, but I'm assuming it looks okay. Anyway, I got some very happy mail yesterday. Crafty Toads have been very busy, and so I got my boxy yarn for my niece's boxies. So Ella wanted green, like a mossy green, which I think this works for that. So this is Mr. Carrisford. These are both MCNs because, well, I had ordered Sock Toad. I would have ordered MCM, but it wasn't in the drop-down, so I just ordered the Sock Toad, but then they're having supply issues, and so they did get some NCN in, so I got it in NCN. This is from the Little Princess collection, Mr. Carrisford. I've seen the movie. I've never read the book. The Little Princess with Shirley Temple. We used to watch my sister and I used to watch all the Shirley Temple movies. So I have no idea who Mr. Carrisford is. But he is a beautiful green color, and they call this their little black dress, because every time they're doing a yarn pairing with, you know, they're trying to put together 2 or 3 colors for a shawl or something, Mr. Carrisford is always there. It goes with everything. So anyway, this one will be for Ella. And Janine asked for purple or green, and since I didn't want to make 2 green boxies, I got purple. Isn't this a beautiful color? Now, I had said I had ordered the green, but they didn't have a dark purple that I could find. And I, you know, searched under purple, and they had a light purple, which was really beautiful. But like the next day after I ordered the green, they showed this on their podcast. They said they were bringing it back. And it is also from the Little Princess collection, and it's called Ram Dass. Ram Dass must be that the Indian guy who you know, who like finds her in the attic and whatever. That's who that must be. But anyway, what a gorgeous color. What a beautiful, gorgeous color. So anyway, purple. This is also an MZN. And I don't know, I'm really tickled. And I'm going to enjoy knitting these 2 boxies. How fun is that? Also, I told you the big news. My sleeves were blocking, so all my pieces are done. Yesterday, I put in the button bands. This is the side that the buttons will go on. And I was able to do the button bands as wide as I wanted, and there is enough left to do the collar, so I don't have to worry about it. Now, the problem is, I did what they said, you know, always a problem, doing what they say. Here's my sleeves, proof, that I finished them. Where the heck is my other, there it is. So here's the one where I put in the buttonholes. And I only put in 7 buttonholes, and I'm wondering, and it's a little bit long. You know, this is the 3.5 inches between buttonholes. I'm wondering if that is too far apart. And also, I put one at the top, but I think you know, I'm going to put the collar starting here. It's going to come up here and over this way. I probably should have put the top buttonhole in the collar, the neck band or whatever it is. It's not really a collar. So what I think I'm gonna do is start working on putting this together. So I have to put the shoulders together first, and then I attach the sleeve, and then I do the side seam up and then the seam into the sleeves. And the last thing I will do will be that neckline. And I think once I put the sleeves in and put it all together, I'm going to try it on, and I'm going to rig some buttons in that will show me whether or not these buttonholes are enough. Or do I need, you know, 9 or 10 buttons? Since I made it really long, it's pretty long. Do I need 9 or 10 buttons? Are 7 sufficient? And if I'm not happy with them, I'm going to take it out. I mean, it's literally only 7 rows. And this did not take me long to knit, as you can imagine. So I'll take it out and I'll re-knit it with more buttonholes. And I think I would then assume that I would have a buttonhole in the neck band. So anyway, that's what I did yesterday. So I did do a little bit of knitting yesterday and put those bands on because I was really worried about whether I was going to have enough yarn, but I do. I'm not going to have much left, but there you go. That's my left front. Isn't that an attractive left front? I'm very tickled with it. So I'm going to start putting it together. Maybe that means I'll do a podcast soon. That would be good. And so that's my knitting news. So I'm going to wind, I guess I'll start with Ella's. Wind some green yarn and cast on a boxy so that I have it. That's just my, I don't want to think about anything. I'm just going to knit project. Where that used to be a sock, but for some reason I'm not knitting socks. So tomorrow I'm going shopping with my mother-in-law for dresses for Sammy for her birthday. And so I'm going to have to go to the post office, so I think I'm also going to put together a package for Simona to crank me more socks. She said she did get a 64 stitch thing to crank sock tubes with 64 stitches. But I felt like the 60 stitch worked for me now that I've lost weight. And so I think I'm going to go stick with the 60 stitch and have her crank me more sock tubes. And then I won't, and I won't lose those two because I haven't really looked, but I still don't know where the other ones are. And so I'll replenish my sock drawer for the winter. That way. And for the summer, because I've been wearing my socks with my sneakers because I don't have very many like sneaker socks because I didn't used to wear them very much. So I've just been wearing my regular socks rolled down like a, bobby soxer. And they've worked great, and they haven't been super hot or anything like that. They've worked really well, and I do love wearing my socks, so that's good to know. So I think can make regular socks out of my sock tubes, and I think there might be enough for shorty socks also. I mean, I can mix and match. Even if only enough for one shorty sock, I could, they don't have to match. To be useful, although I'm hoping I don't have to wear my sneakers for the rest of my life. But my knee has been okay. I actually walked the dogs with Dennis yesterday, and I walked up the steps the night before without even thinking about it. I just walked up the steps as if I had a normal knee, because it hadn't been bothering me at all in the evening. And I just went to bed, and I got to the top of the steps, and I said, oh, shoot, I just walked up the steps. I didn't say shoot. And the next morning, that night they were a little sore. Anyway, they felt good enough for me to walk yesterday, so we're keeping an eye on it today to make sure that, that I can do that. But so far, so good. And I had a better night with my knee last night, and I've been sleeping the last couple days, and that's good. So things are going pretty good here, except for the tornado watch and the hurricane. Jersey's getting hit, I think, right now, because I think the eye of that hurricane is going like over Philadelphia, which means Jersey is on the high wind side. So the Crafty Toads and Aggie and everybody who's over there on the shore, Linda, over there on the Jersey shore is getting hit, and I hope they're doing okay. Because they're also susceptible to tornadoes with the, a lot of vortices in this storm. It's doing, you know, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, we're having weather here. And pouring rain. But we got our gutters cleaned yesterday. Just in the nick of time. I'm so glad. It looks like it's working. It was pouring this morning. Dennis went down in the basement to see if we had any water in the basement, and no water in the basement. And he said, oh, maybe yesterday wasn't the best idea we ever had because, you know, power washing your house and clearing the gutters with water soaks the ground around your house. And the whole point is we don't want the ground around our house so wet that it seeps into our basement. But apparently having the water actually channel where it's supposed to go instead of just going over the sides of the gutters makes a big difference, which is what we had hoped. So keep your fingers crossed for a dry basement. That would be so nice. Oop. Did you see that blip? Who knows? I should be able to still upload this even if the power goes out eventually because all our computer equipment is on our generator. Our stove isn't, our heater isn't, our air conditioner is not, but all the ceiling fans are and the computer equipment. So we should be okay. And the well. When you live out in the country and you lose your power, you don't get water either because we're on a well and you need electricity. People in the city who, you know, power goes out, they still have water. It's, you know, makes it exponentially bad to not have electricity and no water. So we have solved that. Assuming, of course, we can run our generator. It's not an automatic generator or a whole house generator or anything like that. We just have a few of our panels on a few of our circuits on a panel that we can switch over to, and we have a portable generator that we have to start. It's a gas generator, but we can plug it in to the house, to that one panel in our basement. We had that done when we had to have a major electrical work done. We had to have our electric completely upgraded when we have a geothermal heat pump. We had that put in 15 years ago, maybe 10, more than 10. We had that put in, but because its backup heat is electric resistance heat, we had to upgrade all the electric in our house because our house couldn't support that, even though we've had that turned off at the main switch since we had it in. We've never used it, but we had to upgrade the electric in the house to meet code. And so when we did that, we had our electrician, who was our neighbor, put in a panel for our generator so that we could, mainly so that we could have our well on it. Because before that we were just running a plug to the generator and running the refrigerator and the freezer, you know, that kind of thing. So anyway, we're prepared. We have lots of gas. Dennis went and got gas. And so if our power goes out, we should be okay. And I should be able to even upload this video after, you know, we usually wait. We don't start the generator as soon as the power goes out. We wait an hour or two in case it comes back because it's a pain to do the generator. And that fridge is fine if you don't open it, you know, for a while, that kind of thing. So that's our story. But according to the radar, it looks like we should be okay. We should be out of the weather by late afternoon and be able to walk the dogs, which is good because Pearl will not go out in this rain and pee. And she's got an iron constitution, so she can hold it a really long time, but eventually she does have to pee. But she will not go outside in this rain. So we are happy to know that there's a break coming. Maisie will probably go out. She's a water dog. She doesn't care. You know, if we keep the dog door open, she'll go in and out. We have to dry her off all the time. She doesn't care. She likes water. She likes rain. And Pearl doesn't mind getting wet it's not that. It's the association, I think, of the rain with the thunder and things like that, although we aren't having any thunder. But, you know, she's smart. She knows what could happen when it's raining like this. So luckily, the dog run path that got so muddy and horribly chewed up last spring and fall and makes our house, you know, just one path of dog mud prints after another, has overgrown with weeds. Our ground cover that looks like grass but isn't has taken over that area, and so I am anticipating fewer muddy footprints. So I'm very happy about that, I can tell you. So we shall see. I'll keep you posted on how that works out. But anyway, so that's where we are. So I'm gonna work for a little while on my sweater, start at the shoulder seams and see how far I get. I hope. I might not, because as soon as I say I'm gonna do something, I'm like, I don't want to do it. And next time I'm upstairs, I will wind some yarn and see what happens. I could also work on my cross stitch. That wouldn't be a bad thing. Hey, Maisie, you want to say hi? Come here, pup. Maisie came down. Dennis is on his way down, so I'm almost done. There's my girl. Come here. Maze. 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 Nope, straight to the bed. Well, you got a little glimpse of her. Apparently, that's all you're getting. So I will... There she is. We have some of Pearl. There's Pearl. There's the girls. And the messy room. Oh, well. That's how we live. So I will say goodbye. Stay well, stay safe. Those of you in the hurricane's path, be careful. And those of you in Corona's path, be very careful. And I will see you tomorrow. So stay safe and stay safe.